turn around, you gon' face the lead. Shooting from above, go to sleep, you're dead,
Good evening, everybody. And yes, I'm saying that with a really odd intonation in my voice. Good evening, everybody. I am the Loud T-Rex, joined here tonight by the dankest of monkeys, who is also Dank Monkey. And then Sips T is just kind of hiding in his own corner. Dank, are you back?
I am.
Ah, there he is.
I never left.
You made it sound like you did. You're like, yeah. And then I was just like, oh, shoot.
Yep. Time to do this solo. See you, Lotrex.
Oh, no. All right, guys, F in the chat. Anyway, so here we go tonight. It looks like it's going to be the gold teams playing at it, or going at it tonight. Void v Earth, Wind, and PHARAH, which we are going to say EWP because, as Dank pointed out, it's a mouthful. It just kind of is. So anyway, Dank, what do you think we're gonna be expecting here tonight?
You know what? Not gonna lie to you. I have no clue. Haven't really commentated on a gold. I don't think I've commentated a gold game this season. Maybe one.
I think maybe once.
But I don't think I've seen these two teams play each other. So, I'm not really 100% sure what to expect from them. It's been a while since I've seen these teams play.
Actually,
so I don't even really remember what exactly everybody plays. So
everybody,
go off my pants.
This is Dank Monkey after a long day.
Dude, this is always me. What do you?
No, but in all honesty, this is actually going to be Void's first actual endeavor, at least for this season that I have seen, because I've been doing the Thursday night shows, and primarily it's going, or not primarily, I'm sorry, but Void, this is going to be their first outing, so we're going to get to see how they're doing. And those of you who have been following, at least through the last season, you guys have definitely seen that Void is usually the penultimate of what the gold team really is. And now they've had a few move-ups from, and one of them being Amano Yuki, who was actually in the championship team Game of Thrones. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be, pretty hefty on him, if you catch what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. We did see Game of Thrones perform very well, and Amano coming up, that could be a good thing, but also pulling in the new teammate could, take a little bit of chemistry here for Void. Now, we don't have anybody that is available to sub tonight, so these will be the 12 players you will see all night, unless somebody comes in a little late.
And that, honestly, man, I got to tell you, it's a little exhausting. When I used to play for Pro, after like 2 or 3 matches, man, at a certain point, I'm like, dang, my eyeballs, my brain, it hurts.
I've definitely been in that situation before, and as someone who calls a lot in games, it takes a toll on you after a little bit.
Definitely, it does. So whenever Sips T has gotten the thumbs up from the captains or the acting captains, depending on who is at bat, we will be going ahead and getting ready, going into Dorado. And I keep trying to just suppress that urge to say L every time. So, Dorado, it is going to be our primary escort of the map. Those of you who don't know, and you probably should if you're watching an Overwatch channel, it's essentially just guide the payload. I know a lot of people still don't necessarily know what that means.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that after however many years now this game has been out, that some people still don't know what this payload is, what it does, how it works. It's confusing.
A funny little tidbit, though. It's like, I love it when people stand right next to the payload and go, I need healing. I'm like, just stand there. Just stand there for a few seconds. Really, that's all I need from you. Just hang right there for a few seconds. If we're attacking, get yourself some health, and then go get some cover or something. But you'll be all right. Alrighty, so here we go. And man, I have been seeing this so much lately. The standard now, the yoink and the oink.
Man, I absolutely hate it. I'm not going to lie. I hate playing Orisa. I hate watching this meta. I would rather see Goat's meta run every single day.
Why is
I was one of the people that enjoyed Goat's meta. Like, there's a lot more that goes into Goat's meta than just slamming your face into the other team. Other than at lower ranks, when it just kind of comes down to skill of who can hit things and your Zarya's tracking and whatever. But there's a lot more that goes into it up at the higher ranks.
Absolutely.
And so I enjoyed watching the Goat's meta.
Alrighty, so here they go. First volleys are up, and that's going to be a big one. There's Pachu up in the sky, looking to land some damage down below. There's a big hook as Neithel has to back up. The turret does go down, but here they go, and they're just pushing it forward. Not your grab that or regular grab that or however it is you pronounce that. Really up in the forefront trying to hold on as Dire Raven manages to get a hook, but now we're seeing red over blue as Pachu just really working this angle. Tribalized with a good res, managing to bring him back. MLP Trio ended up getting out of there, and this battle's still not over as Pachu is just raining the skies at this moment. Street Pigs are dueling it out. No hook manages to land, and there goes Amano Yuki's turret once again. That's just going to be a tough one there as the battle still just heavily underway, and that PHARAH just having little to no competition, really. The Ashoff here on the side from Wolfenberg manages to take out Damon. Now it's a 5v6. Pachu pops that ultimate. That's going to be a double kill with Amano Yuki, though, able to stabilize it, managing to get a pick and tribalize, throwing out one of the riskiest reses I've seen, at least today. There goes Wolfenberg picking up yet another kill, and that's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Pachu, though, just completely dominant, able to really take out quite a bit here, and this is just Earthwind and PHARAH running through right now.
Problem there is Earthwind and PHARAH, didn't really lose a whole lot there. They had spawn advantage where Void, had to run back from spawn, which was the problem because you get staggered and then you try to retake that fight rather than just getting a second clean fight. And that's where Void kind of went wrong. I don't want to say that was 100% their downfall because they did cut some time off, but I think that ultimately that is what killed them on that one.
Honestly, though, this is weird. I wasn't expecting to see Amano Yuki playing a DPS character. All right.
Contract?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you're alive now.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, I was talking. I swear I was. Alrighty. So here we go. Next battle is going to be underway. Pachu just still raining damage on down as not your your average dad.
Not your average dad.
Not your average dad. I keep thinking grab dad. Pachu dropping that ultimate, managing the land too, and that's going to be important there with that DPS up into the front line, and now it's 3v6. Dire Raven's got to be careful. Oh, there they go. The yoink and oink almost making it through, but now Amano Yuki managing to pick up one. Wolfenberg takes out yet another one, and Elfie goes in for the res on her Moira. Great job there as they're pushing forward. They're making great time right now, Dank.
Yeah, for sure, and the Orisa Hog combo, it's not being pulled off as much as I would like to see, but it is being pulled off.
Ooh, and there's Pachu managing to drop that ultimate. That's really what's going to finish it off there. So here they go, the battle for the point one more time. Not Your Average Dad pushing his way forward, and we do have a new follower. I will read you off here in a minute. And right now, Earthwind and PHARAH is just absolutely dominating this one.
Void running that Reinhardt and Roadhog, and I just don't like it. At this point, you kind of just have to give up Dire Raven's ultimate, because I'm pretty sure that's why they're trying to keep it as they switch over to the Diva, and I'm still not a huge fan of that.
Well, they're trying to give a little bit of pressure up to that PHARAH, or at least see if they can soak up some damage in some other way. So the battle is up one more time as they're coming around the bend, and Void is going to have to figure themselves out. Otherwise, they're going to risk this first loss, or at least lose the map here quickly. There it goes. Hammer down, comes on out. Looking to try to get a pick, but Bad Rep 361 managing to finish that one off with the Kamehameha from MLP Trio is just doing some solid work. Amano Yuki's got to be careful. He's getting siphoned, gets taken out. And there goes Pachu managing to land a double kill. They are unstoppable tonight. Unreal.
EWP is just holding this and pushing it so hard. I don't think I've seen a gold team look this strong against Void in a long time.
Very, very true. But there it is. Pachu picking up yet another kill, and the Monoyuki's ultimate did not seem to do much of anything. And that's going to be round one complete as Void clears the map on this first map.
Just so dominant right now, and I gotta give it to Pachu. Pachu just kind of running through. Only one barrage that they died in, and it was the very first one. After that, you know, the positioning got a little bit better, the timing got a little bit better, waiting for that hog hook, and just able to rain at least a double kill on, I believe, every single barrage.
Every single barrage. So let's see what they can do for this, because, dude, Pachu, fantastic work. But let's talk about Wolfenberg, though. Wolfenberg was doing a lot of good backup DPS support. I wish we could show, like, a replay of it, because honestly, it was fantastic.
What I saw in second point from Wolfenberg was playing a lot of off angles and setting up that crossfire where if somebody's focusing on the PHARAH, then he has free reign on them. If the Reinhardt is shielding, then he's got free reign to the entire backline. He's not setting up in the same sightline as that PHARAH, and that's something that Ashe can really take advantage of. If you throw a dynamite, say, under the Rein shield or under the Orisa shield, and then pop it, it'll hit the entire team. It's not just going to hit the one target. So the Ashe being with that PHARAH is so strong the way that they're playing.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think that takes a good amount of coordination, like when you can run like a Genji and a Tracer into a backline. You know, being able to really focus that fire, or at least understand how to divert attention, is going to be extremely key.
And they're doing that extremely well. And Wolfenberg coming out on this Soldier now, so I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. Soldier is one that you see, you know, that can kind of run all over or get shut down really hard.
Oh, and there's Helix the Cat, almost in a terrible place, and Not Your Average Dad looking to try to get into that back line. Damon had to get out of there as Pachu just looking to dish out damage one more time, and there they go, just diving on in, looking for something big, and Pachu does get hacked, but will they get taken out? 2%, 2 health surviving, and Amano Yuki does manage to pick up that kill, which is going to be relatively important. Helix the Cat able to back them up there, and there they go, pushing their way on forward. I'm loving this play as they just move on in. Dire Raven's got to be careful, though, in Baby Diva form, and that's going to be the end there. This risky res come on out, managing to bring back Dire Raven, as Not Your Average Dad is trying to stay up into the front line and gets taken out by Neethel, and here it comes, Pachu, looking for some deadly picks. Oh! There goes the Oink, managing to take out Damon, and that's going to be the end of that one. Pachu with a good stagger.
I think a lot of the reason that Pachu is able to pop off here is not only because of the mechanical skill on the PHARAH, but also the knowledge from Elfie and the survivability, able like to realize, hey, I've got to heal my PHARAH now, I've got a damage boost right now. Like that, I think, is really bringing a big impact and bringing a huge amount of ult charge, because those boosted rockets, if you land a few of them, you pretty much just have your ultimate back.
Very true, and here we go. They do pop an ultimate to have an Angel somewhere out into the field. But Tribalize gets hooked. Oh, that's just not looking good. And now they have lost one of their players. Here it comes. Ultimate comes out. Doesn't seem to grab much of anyone, though. Not your average dad managing to land a pick, but here they go. And it's just EWP really doing just crazy work right now.
Pachu there did demech the D.Va, and I think that's really the big thing that forced Void to back off there. Not having your D.Va mech can be just a huge problem, especially with all of the ultimates that EWP has coming in. You've got Nano Visor, you've got Whole Hog. Those are both ultimates that you could stop with the D.Va mech, but not having it is gonna be extremely detrimental.
Alrighty, so here they go one more time. Pachu able to hold on just quite a bit, or at least hold a lot of land. The Yoink and Ike does come on in, but a counter Yoink manages to do some solid work. But here it comes, Bad Rep 361 looking to pop that ultimate. Tribalize looking to save the day. Mono Yuki does manage to do some crazy work here. Unbelievable work, and they're pushing their way on forward. Oh, Wolfenberg in that back line looking to try to get a really, really sneaky pick. But it doesn't look like it's going to be so. Oh my god. Helix the Cat getting out alive. And now it's just looking like Void is finally finding kind of a weird angle. It looked like Earth, Wind, and PHARAH really gave up a lot more ground than they should have.
And it wasn't even that they gave up more ground. Mono Yuki had a really nice flank coming around that side wall and just able to pick off almost the entire team at Earth, Wind, and PHARAH or get them low. And that's really what got him there, was the barrage.
Wolfenberg almost in a terrible spot, manages to get out of there, and now they're pushing their way forward. Mono Yuki managing to land a pick. Dire Raven looking to try to get a hook. Ooh, but no Hogs are able to pull anything right now. Tribalize putting a lot of pressure forward. Oh, and Bad Rep does manage to get hooked, manages to get out of there, and there goes Pachu managing to take out Damon, not your average dad, and that's just two getting shut down. That's going to be rough here for the offense on the side of Void.
And that's another double kill, and I'm not sure if the bait into the team was intentional, but Pachu read it perfectly and took the opportunity when it happened.
Ooh, and there it goes in that back line, and Pachu managing to get out of there, even despite the hook, man. I'm glad. You remember back in the days where as soon as you got hooked,
you were just gone.
Yeah, you knew. Like, you knew you were dead. Like, now I've noticed, you can get that hook, but if you're not 100% on the hit, or if you don't have someone to back you up, that's, it's going to be rough. And Helix the Cat able to stay in there, managed to protect a friend, get out of there. I mean, it was good, but they still have quite a bit to go, and we do have this pause.
It does look like they are ready, though, to jump right back into it, which is good.
What was the reason? I don't have the.
It looked like a mono DC'd for just a moment, but it looks like everything is all good to go now, maybe? Yep. That is another ready from our other captain here. So we're going to be jumping right back into it.
Alrighty, well, here we go. Boom! And that's going to start what might be the next fight.
They will regroup here. You had a little bit of a DC. You got to make sure everybody's game's all, caught up and good to go. But Pachu, I would have really liked to see Earth, Wind, and PHARAH, at least I would have thought, retreat faster, not fight. But
ooh, and
go
the
ahead.
hack comes on in. They do pop two ultimates. That's a big one. Bad Rep might be in a great spot. Does pop that ultimate, and the hack comes on in. Fantastic job, but not before. Pachu manages to land quite a few. And here come the pick. Great job on the side of Void. They're not going down without a fight, man.
I would have liked to see the the Nano Visor come out next fight. Maybe save that Visor, just try to fight it as much as possible. Get as many ults out as you possibly can, then save that Nano Visor for this recontest, where now they've got the Zenyatta and the Mercy, which, may not be enough healing against this team.
Oh, and here come them Twin Dragons. Helix the Cat looking to get the res. Great job here by Void, managing to get a few pick, and Bad Rep coming out. That's going to be a little bit more ground that that Void can get.
About a minute behind right now, EWP's time, and they're looking pretty strong now. They were looking a little shaky on first, but kind of just rolling through second, maybe losing one fight. But other than that, they're looking really strong, on par with EWP tonight.
Ooh, That's what I love to see, a good match. Damon does get taken out by Wolfenberg, not to be confused with Dinkelberg, and the ultimate comes out here from Pachu, only managing to pick up just one, and Tribalize might be in a terrible spot. Oh, and the res just did not come through. Monoyuki does manage to take out Nathal, but that's going to be the end of it for him. Elfie coming in clutch with the res, and now they've got their forces set up again.
And this is where you kind of get into a really good spot if you're on the defense. You can afford to spread out a little bit more. I believe Wolfenberg can kind of patrol that top left, and all the other tanks can sit around on the main side. You don't have to. I don't know how to explain it. You don't have to really hard focus on one choke point that they're going to walk through, but you can focus more on the cart and take more of an attack position if it flips to that circumstance.
Okay. Alrighty, so here that goes, and Wolfenberg might have been in a terrible spot there, taking the 2v1, and there goes Pachu, managing to land one on Monoyuki, and now the battle does come up. Wolfenberg does pick up yet another one, and Helix the Cat brings back Monoyuki, but forcing it only into a 5v6. Bad Rep 361 does get the pick. Here comes the hack, and Monoyuki, looking to try to be the hero of this one, manages to pick up just a few of them, as Bad Rep is still alive, and Pachu does get that pick. The Mercy ult is not really going to be much here for the side of Void.
And that's exactly what I was talking about there. The attacking team coming up from that high ground where the defending team of EWP can just kind of wrap around to that point, and they completely deny them any cart push until the fight is won, where the attacking team can't really get to the cart unless they 100% win that fight.
Very, very true. And now they've got 4 ultimates remaining, and there is nothing in the ult bank here for the side of Void, and they've got to make something happen. Chu looking to get a pick. There it is. That's popping that ultimate, but no! Doesn't seem to land anything. However, Dire Raven does manage to land a pick. Damon manages to get a pick here, and now Wolfenberg might be looking to try to get into that backline. Elfie does bring up a res. Here it comes. The Transcendence comes out, and Helix the Cat just looking to just rush on in and hold on for as long as humanly possible, but Moira cannot do everything. Damon hiding just until the very last second, holding on. Wolfenberg picking up yet another kill, and there goes Wolfenberg popping out the Death Blossom, managing to grab no one. The Void is still coming on in. There comes a hook. Tribalize trying to be sneaky, try to dodge left, right, up, down, wherever the heck he's going, but it doesn't look good here. Someday he'll die though. Right now he is dodging everything. He's like Neo in the Matrix, man. This is ridiculous. Finally, they managed to get him. Good lord.
That's why I love playing Lucio.
Good lord.
Gotta stay on there forever.
Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, he's gonna die. You got 5 people on point. He's gonna die.
I mean, you've got the speed and you've got the heals. You amp it and just switch between the two, and you're pretty much negating almost all damage. It's a little ridiculous, but Wolfenberg coming out with the play of the game, and this is exactly what I was talking about here. The PHARAH and the Ashe playing off of each other extremely well there. The DPS pretty strong on both sides, but EWP reigning supreme in that match.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. That's the thing though. I'm glad Void didn't really go out without a fight. So let's talk about what went right for EWP. I mean, if we could go back with a replay, I'd really focus a lot, because I think you're exactly right. I think a lot of that was really down to the DPS play, and that was absolutely crucial. Able to have Pachu really up into the skies, forcing eyes upward, and then it's gonna be Wolfenberg, whether it's going to be as the Ashe or not, is still going to be able to get those off angles to maybe take out somebody that might be a little low. Damage numbers isn't everything.
And you're 100% right on that, because even though you may not have the highest damage in the game, you can still have the highest impact. And the PHARAH, even if she's just kind of flying around shooting rockets wherever she feels, she does have that impact, and that's just so strong for against the team if they can't focus that PHARAH down and end up getting the kill off. So when you have that Mercy, it just makes it even more impactful.
Yeah. Not only does the hit just work more, but you have that backup, that insurance. But I think it really just depends. I think one thing that really worked for that Pharah Mercy combo that they just happened to have was Pachu may have been choosing those angles, but always near enough to where Elfie could, if Elfie had to go do something, Elfie went and did something. But if Pachu needed help, Elfie could go, do what she had to do, and come right back. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of dynamics that come between them. I mean, it's hard for me to say. Like, I did enjoy the Lucio play here from Tribalize. He really was working his way into that backline. But, then it makes me wonder, I'm like, was that the right call?
Lucio play is such a weird balance. You got to find the right times to be with your team and the right times to not be with your team. Sometimes you got to kind of set up for the boop onto, say, the Orisa past the shield so she can get burned down. If she's low, you want to get behind the shield, boop her out while she doesn't have her Fortify. And then that's an easy fall on the main tank. And then it kind of just sets you up for that aggressive. So kind of roll through and then wrap back with your team, speed boost your team. You have so much utility as Lucio that it's so important to find that balance.
I remember when the first game first came out, people were like, Lucio? Who uses Lucio?
Lucio was the first character I picked up. He was so much fun, and I love him still today.
You know what? We can't share everything. To me, I'll never get the character. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been very, very powerful, like, healing numbers. So Anna, Mercy, like, I feel like that to me is significantly more important. But I mean, I think that's the point. You kind of get the point.
It 100% is. And there's utility healers and there's just raw power healers like Ana and Moira. But Lucio definitely has that utility. Baptiste has more of the utility with the the jump to get away, the amplification matrix, the immortality field. He's more utility based. While he does have amazing heals, he definitely has a high amount of utility as well.
That darn invincibility field. Oh, I hate it so much.
That's right, you do.
I pop Diva ult and like, yeah, it's gonna be nope. I thought it was gonna be a biggin, and now my dreams have been skewed, and that's the end.
Oh look, it's all 6. Oh, it killed a frisbee. Okay.
You just go cry in a corner for a few seconds, like, damn it, man. I just want one. That's all I need, man.
Just one.
Just the one. Alrighty, so here we go, and we are going to see the Yoink Anoink combo coming in from the side of EWP. Pachu blocking off the front areas. Oh, but there goes Amano Yuki picking up the one, and Pachu might be a little bit in over their, might be a little bit in over their head. Does get a Ryan Fire Strike to the forehead, but does manage to get out of there in the nick of time. That Amano Yuki hack really came in clutch.
For sure, shutting down the speed and the healing there from Elfie on that Lucio. Again, taking away that utility or not having that utility in the right spot really what makes Lucio, kind of just exist rather than a key player.
I mean, don't say that to Bacon. Bacon might get a little offended. So, here it comes. His next battle, and they're pushing through. Oh, the invincibility is just so fantastic. Pachu looking to try to get a proper angle, and there goes Amano Yuki landing a pick here on Wolfenberg, and this is rough here for EWP. They just can't really figure out what angle to take. Pachu trying to block that LOS here, and Elfie just trying to get in that front line, but she's got to be careful. Oh, not your average dad, managing to land a solid blow, and Kagura there to just finish up, clean up, and end this. Kagura, fantastic work with a 3K. My goodness.
I gotta give a little bit of credit there to Amano Yuki. Making that distraction so EWP really doesn't know where to go. They couldn't figure out what they have to do to get around the Sombra hacks. They have to wait for the hack to be gone on their Roadhog or on their Lucio. And that really set up that Shatter was the hesitation from EWP. And the Shatter, Kagura just kind of popping off there on everybody that was Shattered, definitely comboed so well together.
Ooh, and Amano Yuki getting out of there with his life. Helix the Cat able to drop that invincibility, and now the battle's still underway. So here they go, and they know that ultimate is going to come in, and that's going to be clutch. Oh, here it comes. The hack does come on in. It's a big hack, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. For a second there, man, I ended up getting confused. I was like, what is going on here? But no, that's going to be a quick team wipe there. Tribalize is going to be a little bit late to that party, and oh, that's just the feels bad. They knew the stagger was coming.
It's not very often that you see an EMP come out, and then your entire team dies. So I was extremely confused when that just happened. I was like, "Oh, that's a blue EMP. Wait, why is all of red alive? I'm lost now. You lost me there, Chief."
Oh, there it goes, and Kagra's got to be careful. Does get frozen, but great job there by Helix the Cat, able to keep him alive. And Kagra getting hooked. That's going to be a bad one there for Bad Rep, or a good one there for Bad Rep 361. See, got twisted a little bit. As now they're pushing forward. That's going to be dangerous. They're going for a yoink-a-noink, and that's big. Hammer down, comes out. Oh, Wolfenberg managing to block enough of that. And now we've got Nova Vixen just pushing their way forward. Oh, there comes a grab. That has to be an absolute magnificent one in order to make it work. But that anti-nade from MLP Trio is just fantastic. Burb hopping in there, trying to hold on, or at least be some sort of nuisance. And the boop does come in, but Bob is going to stay onto the point. And no real moves are going to be done just yet. They're still pushing their way forward as Mono Yuki still looking to hold on. There it goes. That's going to be the ult. Is that going to be what finishes it, though, for everyone? There it is. Is that going to be it? And the healing comes out. Oh, there it comes. Bad Rep 361 looking to try to finish this bad boy off. A hack came in from a Mono Yuki, but now they've got the last little bit. It's literally do or die, and Tribalize doing everything possible to try to keep him alive. There goes the one. High Noon comes out from Wolfenberg, looking to cap anyone on the forehead the moment they come out. Ultimate is spared, and now, oh, not your average dad, looking to try to hold on, get in there. Now we are in desperation mode, and it looks like it's going to be Void just running for the hills, trying to get in there, but no, that's going to be them getting finished off. The block off is real. A big hack comes out from Mono Yuki, but it's just not going to be so. That's going to be the end there. EWP manages to complete the map.
And that EMP was huge, but with the May wall up, there's not anything that you could do about that as the team of Void, which is really unfortunate. EWP playing extremely strong tonight, and I said it on the last map as well, but I'm really liking the competition here.
Mm-hmm. Very, very true. I mean, that's the thing, though. Void, for that first point, really held it down. They were doing fantastic work, getting the right picks at the right time. But the only downside is that there's no, to my understanding, there was no real defensive ult. You could drop that invincibility, but it's not an ultimate. So it's not like Zenyatta's ult, where it's going to sit there for, 6 or 7 seconds, which is the entirety of May's ult.
Immortality Field works really well, even better than some defensive ults against some things. But Blizzard is not one of them. You definitely want either the beat drop or you want the Transcendence there, just because, when you're all frozen, what are you going to do to protect the Immortality Field? There's literally nothing you can do. Where if you have a Transcendence, it's counterruled by an anti-nade. That's fine. But you're not going to be losing your protection in about a second and that lamp gets burned out.
Very, very true. Alrighty, well, here it comes, and Void is gonna have to do something in order to make waves, because EWP is just being terrible, and ooh, Pachu is gonna be bringing back that PHARAH, boy, let me tell you.
Pachu is definitely one that we can see play pretty strong on this PHARAH. I was definitely expecting it on this map, and I'm glad that we're getting to see it.
And here it goes. Mono Yuki, this spread is a little weird. They do have 2 off healers. Let's see if they can make this work. So here they go, and Pachu just up into the air, still taking up a lot of damage, and it's just unfortunate. It doesn't seem like there's really much that anyone can do for it. Oh, Kagra looking for a pick, man, but it's just not going to happen.
Looks like Void might be trying to run something that they were expecting a Sombra. And, with the Brig, that's all fine and good, but the Sombra isn't there, so now you've got to switch up your healers. You don't need that stun, because there's nothing really that you can stun out except for, the Orisa, or I guess the Hog, the whole Hog, but I don't think you're going to get close enough with Brig to stun that out.
No, you're absolutely right. So here we go, and the battle's still underway. It's just a massive poke battle. Nobody really getting much of anything right now, and the DPS are trying to scramble, get a little bit of value. But Pachu drops that ultimate, and that's going to be a 2, a 3, a 4-piece. Unbelievable. And Mono Yuki is set reeling, just cannot stay in there. Pachu feeling death. It's just ridiculous. hopping on in there, not really able to do much of anything as Nova Vixen takes out Tribalize just a little afterward. And Wolfenberg popping that ultimate a little, I'm not sure if it's early or if they're looking to switch out.
Not sure what he's doing there. I think it may have been a misclick.
Happens.
Because he looked at it a little confused. So I'm gonna guess it was a misclick there. It's unfortunate, but I mean, hey, whatever. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Yep. So here it comes. And MLP Trio is just doing fantastic work. Just trying to get a lot of these anti-nades, a lot of value from the side. And oh, that's just dirty. Not your average dad getting completely shreked. That's going to be a tough one there as Wolfenberg is not looking to get flanked. It's just not going to be their cup of tea. However, main tank is now down for the side of Void, and Void doesn't seem to really have much of an answer on how they're going to make this happen.
You know, if you're EWP, now is the time that you rotate to main. You rotate to that main choke, you stagger out the Reinhardt right now, and then Void's just got to wait even longer.
Oh, you hate to see it, man. Here it comes. Amano Yuki does drop that ultimate. They do have a Kamehameha that's come on out. Kagura looking to try to get one. That's going to be the Elfie herself getting knocked down and out of commission. There it comes. Pachu managing to get one on Tribalize. And that's going to be another one there. Bad Rep does go down. Amano Yuki gets punched right in the teeth. That's going to be a rough one there. But Kagura doing some solid DPS work, just rushing on in. Looking to see maybe to try to take down Pachu, and oh, manages to do so. Nova Vixen gonna be the last one there to hold on, does get taken out, and now we move on into this next phase. Man, EWP's defense was fantastic.
It's weird because it seems like Helix the Cat's Moira is almost their answer to Pachu's PHARAH. And I'm not really a big fan of that, but it does seem that Helix is kind of focusing a lot on that PHARAH. You know, I was expecting to see the ultimate up at her, but almost every single time that I pass over, then that purple little beam is locked onto that PHARAH. And I mean, it's good and it's bad, because, you know, it's bad because you don't have that huge amount of healing, but it's good because it's pressuring that PHARAH away.
Right, well, let's see if their decisions, see if it works. That's the beauty of a game of Overwatch, and here it comes. Kamehameha comes out here by Helix the Cat, dishing out as much healing as humanly possible. There it comes, Twin Dragons out to do some solid work, and no, the main tank is going to be off into the flank. That's going to be a big one there. Unreal work. The res does come out, but there it goes. The picks are coming in beautifully, and they're just working down the entirety of this team. Unreal. Pachu does switch over to the Wrecking Ball, or the Hammond, or whatever it is you want to call it. There it comes, the hook comes on huge, and that's going to be Kagura with a two-piece. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. Now that they're ramping up, they're starting to feel it. The ultimate comes out from Amano Yuki. That's going to be fantastic work. And now Wolfenberg tries to hop in onto the point. 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Oh my god.
You know, done really well there, switching over to the Lucio from Tribalize, and I really think that was the key to all that. Getting that speed boost that EWP just wasn't ready for is, you know, that can be devastating. If that's a swap that you don't see come out, and, you know, you're trying to set up, you're not 100% set up, that Reinhardt just runs into your face, then you're gonna have a problem.
Very, very true. It was really good movement there. I think Kagura did need a little bit of ramp up speed, but that final push was just fantastic, man. Able to pull a triple kill, even though Not Your Average Dad had died towards the beginning of that. Man, they were just rolling on through.
Yeah, and that was kind of a scary situation for being, you know, stuck in that side room without their main tank, where if EWP could have rotated to main, then Void could have either just ran to the point for free and left their main tank. You know, the main tank could have possibly made it through, but it's not likely. You know, it's all things that could have happened, and what happened now is we're going to round 3.
Oh man, so 10 seconds until Athena does give us the okay to get this started. And I'm really looking at MLP Trio. Like, they're doing some solid work on that Ana, and I'm really enjoying it. Those anti-nades are coming in clutch, and that's putting a damper there on the side of Void.
And you're 100% right about that, because with the anti-nades, you might as well just not have your supports. If they're as big as what MLP has been hitting tonight, like 3, 4, 5-man nades, then your supports are not as viable as they used to be.
Oh, and there comes Wolfenberg, though, taking out Amano Yuki relatively quickly. Good movement here from the side of Void, but they've got to be careful not to get anybody oinked out. There it goes. Oh, and not your average dad, about to get shotgunned in the back of the head. That's just not going to be good. However, the picks are coming in greatly in favor of the side of Void. I don't know what's going on, but they're figuring it out.
They definitely are. Earth One and PHARAH, you know, they started to look kind of strong on that high ground, that high ground attack from Void, but kind of just fell apart once the Lucio got behind their Orisa. And that was kind of the problem. Like, the Lucio didn't get a boop, but that's kind of where it fell apart.
I love the movement. The movement Void had. They got up there. They made sure they secured the high ground. And once they secured the high ground, let Kagura do what he's got to do. I think that's a fantastic idea.
It's the thing. The rotations from both of these teams have been really strong.
All right, so there it goes. Kamehameha out in full force. And there it comes. Nancy Nay taking out Tribalized. That's going to be a big one there. The ultimate does come out from Bad Rep. MLP Trio does get taken out. And Elfie now playing the Mercy, doing everything humanly possible to stay alive. But Amano Yuki is on the hunt. Does get taken out by Nova Vixen. And that's going to be the end of Elfie. Oh, just as she dropped her ultimate. There comes Wolfenberg, still alive on the point. Not Your Average Dad does get taken out. And unreal, as it looks like it's going to be EWP able to hold on for just a little bit longer.
I'm really surprised to see that hold on, because at the end there it was pretty much just Wolfenberg and Pachu. But, you know, DPS against the tanks, you might have a little bit of problem winning that one.
I mean, and that's the thing, you know, DPS, like, I'm not much of a DPS player myself. But at the very least, you know, understanding when to get in, when to get out, when to land picks, and when not to. Wolfenberg really hopped in there, made some solid plays, and that's I feel like that's what saved him there.
It's exactly what saved them.
So there it comes. Ultimate does come out, and Kagura does manage to land a pick. There it goes. It's high noon. Oh, but no, that shield is still just too much. As Bad Rep 361 able to push off a lot of people off the point. Tribalized dead, and he didn't know it. That goes to Eternal. And that's going to really finish this one off here. Wolfenberg getting yet another pick with MLP Trio just working together. 8 seconds remaining, and it doesn't look like there's going to be anyone to hop in there. Amano Yuki just trying to roll on in, popping that ultimate, managing to take out MLP Trio, but that's it, man.
So now EWP looking to get at least one tick onto that second point. So as long as they cap that first, get one tick, then they walk away with this map. But, you know, Void has a lot of space to stop them.
Yeah, I mean, if they play the way they played the first time, that's going to be the key there. If they could... Oh, no, sir. Sorry. No, not right now. Sorry, I'm going to have to dig out the dogs here during halftime. Because, you know,
No worries.
home issues. It's kind of where we're at. Give a heart for the Doges if you love dogs. And if you're watching the game while you're playing, yeah, just give us a quick heart. Just, yeah, for the dogs. All right, so next bit of this, it's going to be EWP doing everything possible to try to get in there. But I don't know, man. Their offense is still really, really good. I love watching it work. And with Pachu at the helm, it works really, really well.
You know, and I really think that that's the main key here is just, again, how well Pachu and Wolfenberg are working together, playing off of each other extremely well. And now with Pachu playing that Mei and Wolfenberg on that Ashe, it's going to work really well as well. Mei freezes somebody, Ashe, Wolf hits a headshot. You know, that's pretty much all their HP, almost no matter who it is.
Alrighty, so Not Your Average Dad up into that front line, and they are going to run that Orisa Hog combo. Street Pig, as Bacon would call it. Here they go. Oh no, that's just not good. Not Your Average Dad able to pop that cooldown to stay alive. Great job getting out of the harm's way, and Amano Yuki looking to just dish in some damage. Yoink and Oink not being successful, and this might be dangerous here. Here they go, and they're pushing their way forward. I'm liking, they're taking their time. They're not necessarily just rushing in, but that hook could come in clutch if they can manage to capitalize on it. Dire Raven does get completely destroyed, and that's going to be a bad use here of the invincibility.
And that's a problem, because now it's down for this next fight.
Oh, but Amano Yuki looking to get in that back line, and Pachu just doing some solid work. Amplification Matrix is up, and Kagura trying to do everything possible to hold on. Oh, that's just no bueno as Wolfenberg manages to get a little bit of that high ground. Oh, that invincibility is working just well, but unfortunately, it's not enough. Not your average dad trying to help take on, what is it, like a 4v2, and it's just not going to be in the cards, man. That's just it.
Raven's trying to hold on here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to.
No.
And yeah, it was a 4v1 there towards the very end, and where Dire Raven came in late to another 4v1, it just wasn't bound to go well. Popping that bongo, I don't think was the right call, but Nova Vixen staying on the bad side of the amplification matrix way too long there without a shield. When that ult comes out, you either just need to kite LOS, don't stand in front of it, just walk past it. Honestly, if you can get your entire team past it, then it's pretty much useless.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So here it goes. What could be the last leg of the defense. Oh, here it comes. Is that going to work? Kagura's got to pop something. And doesn't seem like he's able to do much of anything. Wolfenberg manages to get the pick here. And Amano Yuki is on the Bastion turret mode, looking to try to hold on. But there he goes. Street Pig just hogging this bad boy up. Tribalized, trying to hold on for just a little bit longer, dancing around the point. But it's just not going to be so. Kagura does manage to come on in, trying to hold on for maybe a split second or two. As soon as the blinks are up, there's really just nothing that can be done.
Not sure if Amano didn't realize he got res or if he kind of just gave up there, but getting res onto that Bastion and then just standing there in the corner. Unfortunate. But EWP walking away with this one. As our second map tonight, we will be going into our halftime after we see Bad Rep on the Roadhog.
Look at that. Bad Rep on the Roadhog, sizzling like some delicious bacon. There it is. Look at that. Fantastic.
That was such a strong flank. And here's Amano Yuki. Standing in the corner.
Yeah,
I don't think he realized he got rezzed, which is unfortunate.
I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, ah, darn it. You walk away real quick. It's like, I just res you. And you're freaking out. You're like, no. You're jumping at it.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us. Alrighty, folks. So we are at the halftime for now. And thank you for those of you who have been joining us. It is Void versus Earth, Wind, and PHARAH. Do not listen to the title if the title hasn't been updated yet. It is the gold division going at it tonight. So during this time, go ahead and grab yourself something to drink, something to snack on, anything really at this point. I'm not necessarily particular, but if possible, a little whiskey on the rocks. Dank, you want anything?
No, I don't think so.
Good, because I'm nowhere near you, so you're not going to get it. All right, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys about 5 minutes.
Devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand, call 911. Devil in a red dress,
guys
Stay
have
in
point
the
though.
Hog one. Heals.
Coming back.
Nope, well, Teddy's popping.
Yeah, I am.
And hello, everybody. And yes, I just did kind of do a weird segue into this. You weren't here backstage. And backstage being while everything's muted. I am the Loud T-Rex, joined here by, who has become increasingly more energetic, the dankest of monkey himself. Dank, I'm glad to see you just kind of pick it up, man. I feel you fantastic here.
Thanks.
He got him. Friendship is
Got him,
magic,
boys.
but knowledge is power. I'm walking back in from my smoke. All right, well, trio. I mean, I'm just saying, as long as you can, keep landing them shots, the way you're, or actually those nades is gonna be fantastic. I'm absolutely loving the Ana play, primarily from a main Ana player as well. You get my love, Elfie, coming in with some of them clutch reses. But I mean, that's the thing though. Void isn't necessarily doing. Void isn't doing badly. Void is still doing very well. They're still holding their own, and they're pushing these maps. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a complete and total sweep. No, they're making their way back. But I mean, what do you think? Is it like? Is it just a play or two? Is it just positioning? What do you think could be something that Void could adjust within these next few matches?
Void is still in this very strongly. They could still come back and get the reverse sweep. They could send us to a map 5. The thing that I see here is, they play extremely strong, and then there's a fight here and there that they just don't click. And I think that's really the big problem. I don't see anything else other than that. There's just all of a sudden they go from extremely well put together to crap, what do we do?
Exactly. Yeah, I'll agree.
It's almost like a miscommunication. Like they don't talk about ultimates that fight or something, and either everything gets used or nothing gets used, or just something happens, and then those are the fights that they're losing, because it's just unfortunate at that point. There's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, I mean, right now though, Earth, Wind, and PHARAH and Void are fighting for that last place. So they're gonna have, well, not last place, but they're looking to try to stay out of last place. They're going for third place, is what I'm saying here. So in order for EWP to have a
And, I think they can really do it. I really think that they can do it, especially being, the control point map. They are having such good fights on that 2CP that I think control point is going to be one that they really strive in.
Ready for battle.
I will. You're welcome. I won't tell. I promise.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Man, I just want to see some ball play on this map. Dude, it's the hamster on this map specifically. It's so much fun to play. You can get multiple people off. If you travel from that little bottom room out onto the point, you can get huge environmentals. Both teams have a Mei here, and everybody's just kind of frozen all the time. So Wolfenberg has those openings to kind of just do whatever he wants.
You were asking for it. Here it comes.
I personally really like the Ashe Mei combo. I know that Reaper May works because it kind of allows you to get more into their team. You know, you freeze the one that has the massive CC, like the Ana who can sleep you, the Orisa who can pull you out of position, you know, the Hog who can hook you. You freeze somebody with CC, and then your Reaper comes in to finish them.
وريهم قوتك وريهم قوتك
For me. Oh darn it! It happens all the time.
Wait, what?
Like it was whenever I change screens, it
Yep.
it silences my mic for some reason. I never get it.
Oh, nice. So I was the only one talking.
Basically, it was kind of like you were having a weird conversation with yourself for a few seconds.
That's awkward.
All right, so here we go. One more time, and oh, that's gonna be a rough one there. Pachu though, looking to drop that ultimate as that anti-nade hits, and that's a fat one there, folks. As Bad Rep claiming the rest of those picks, and of course, you know, I don't doubt it, but the setup does come in from Pachu. Pachu, man, is just feeling it today. This is ridiculous.
Kagura trying to get that stall off. Probably gonna EMP here in just a second, though.
Oh, there it is. As Elfie say, Appalachian lunches. This goes ahead and becomes an ish show. Oh, that's gonna be the end.
Oh no!
Actually,
That could have been huge.
it was just that's what she says. It was just we were having a conversation. She's like, "Yeah, Sombra's ult ever sound like she say apagandos las lunches?" And I'm like, "Oh, that hurt me in the Spanish." I laughed like a total dummy. Don't get me wrong. I love dumb jokes like that, but now I can't get it out of my head. You feel me?
See, the one that I've always heard, because my girlfriend is the one that told me, is propaganda is useless. And so now I can't get that out of my head. Every single time I hear that old voice line, I hear propaganda is useless. Every single time.
I think that's great. It's a good way. It's a good way to think about it, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
It's a good life lesson there, folks. Don't listen to propaganda. So here we go. Tribalize going to be on his signature brig. We're gonna try to lead that charge. Why you'd let the brig lead the charge? Not really sure. But here we go. As Kagura is gonna be playing the Tracer. I don't know how I feel about that though.
Kagura was doing pretty well on that Sombra, and I think Sombra and Tracer can, translate pretty well. As long as you can survive on the Tracer, then I think it'll be okay.
Ooh, and that's just bad as Tribalize gets absolutely deleted. And that's just going to be a rough one there. Not your average dad does get absolutely schmelted. And Helix the Cat still trying to do everything possible to get a pick. Wolfenberg does go down, but is that going to be enough? No, they've got a lot more heal. They've got everybody almost available right this moment.
See, and this is the map I expected to see both the Maze on both sides. Trying to get that point control, trying to just get the wall, and then burn somebody down. With this such a small point, you can just wall off one side, burn out whoever you catch, and then go again. You just keep on fighting at that point. Like, this is definitely the one that I thought both sides would have them.
Ooh, and the Wookiee saying Elfie is a menace. And she is. She's a menace to my giggle ability. So, here we go. Kagura does have that ultimate available, and there we go. Is this going to be big, though? Kagura has to make this one count, and it has to work. Oh, but whiffs it just a wee bit. Doesn't matter. MLP Trio is going to be in some trouble, and there is going to be some tough bacon here for Tribalize. Does get wrecked, as now Dire Raven just is unable to do much of anything, and right now it looks like Void might need to go back and review some of their VODs. They're having some issues.
Bad rep with a huge whole hog ended up taking out that tire, and honestly, that's what won them the fight. 100% there.
Ooh.
That tire going down, if it hadn't went down, the entire team would have been blown up by it.
Ooh, and Tribalize, got to be careful not to stand in front of that main tank. That's gonna be a tough issue there if you lose your off healer for before the fight starts.
Yeah, for sure. That always puts a stop to your push, and at 72%, that's not something you can really afford right now.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite things when I play quick play. Watch the soldier run in front of the shield. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good one.
Like,
Headshot.
Oh. He's gone.
Yep, there's that. Kagura does go down at a very crucial moment. Oh, but the stun does come in clutch. Tribalize looking to try to hold on for just about anything. That's going to be a double right over there, but here they go. Still trying to hold on. Last legs of this offense. They've got to make something work. And they do manage to do it. At 97%, they do manage to get the point back.
It's unfortunate that they couldn't do it sooner, just because now they don't have a chance to get one more fight if they lose this. Now they have to hold it all the way to 100%, or they're not going to get a chance to recontest.
And it's not looking good here. It's looking like MOP Trio is going to have the ultimate available, and that ult can be devastating if you don't have any way to really soak up or really, give back the damage taken.
Now, as EWP, I would say, here is where you build up those ults, you burn out their ults as much as possible, and try to get as many ults as possible online. You're almost at that whole hog, you're almost to the blizzard. If you can get 4 ultimates into that last point, then you win this.
Ooh, and we gotta win this. Here it goes. Bad rep looking for a pick. Oh, that's gonna be an ult. Oh, not your average dad doing some solid work. Helix the Cat looking to finish his bad boy off. And that might be a bit of a stagger. Woohoo! Manages to take down Bad Rep. Athena calls it. Great job there. Good movement there on the side of Void. I love the way they handled that.
And that could have been a really good fight for EWP if they hadn't used both support ults in that fight, because now they have the Blizzard, now they have the whole hog almost, and if you would have gone in there with the Beat and the Coalescence, then this would be an easy fight win and an easy map take.
Alrighty.
Now it's going to be a little rough. Coming in with that Brig and the Baptiste both, I think it'll be a little tough for them.
Alrighty, so they don't have any ults, and that's going to be a big one. Pachu throwing all the cards in there, and that's going to be a big one if they could manage to get the picks. Bad Rep does manage to land, not your average dad, and that's going to be, they're going to be down one. That's going to be a rough one. They've got to try to finish this one off, and Kagura getting out just in time, but here it comes. The picks are working in favor of EWP. Amano Yuki still trying to hold on. That's going to be the end of it, folks, as EWP wins it for the night. It was a fat shatter, not your average dad.
That was a huge shatter. Holy cow.
Dude, that would have been pretty with anyone, with more time.
If they had 5% more to spare, that would have been beautiful. And Elfie with play of the game, hopefully a couple boops, and there goes both Dire Raven. Oh, nope, the Lucio make it back up. Tribalize did make it back up, but there goes Dire Raven, and there goes Helix the Cat, as well as Not Your Average Dad. So that's 3 environmentals in one play.
All I'm saying is Elfie needs to be proud of that. There's only one thing rarer than an O.C.C. Game 5. Well, it's not that rare, but it's relatively rare. It is a support play of the game during a scrim. I think that's just fantastic. Elfie needs to go ahead and save that one, put that one right there on her, I don't know, calendar board, whatever.
Calendar board. It's a good one, lad. Oh yeah, I'll have to use that sometime.
Calendar board?
Calendar board.
Who uses those? I need to. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Office people do it. I can't. I don't know. I'm weird like that.
Cork boards with the calendar on them. Whatever.
True. So here we go. Void has lost for the evening. That much is certain. However, Void can still win this next map to try to make it count towards the the playoff standings. But EWP coming in extremely strong, man. I don't know what they've been doing for practice, but whatever they're doing, they gotta keep that up. Particularly that combo, Pachu, Wolfenberg, is just menacing. That's menacing. Bad Rep works really well, and then the healer combo between MOP Trio and Elfie, it works, man. It works.
And it's not that Void is playing bad tonight, because they are playing extremely well. It's just that Earth, Wind, and PHARAH is playing them out. They're just outplaying them on a lot of things. They're building their ults, using their ults better, and honestly, just playing extremely well tonight.
Yeah, Elfie is putting that next to her Junkrat play of the game. And honestly, I'd be proud of that. 6Ks are very rare to come by. And Tawny, yes, you've missed a hell of a game, dude. It has been relatively back and forth during the map. You might not see it in the scoreboard right now, but Void has been doing everything possible. Although that last map, I definitely would say EWP won that with solid conviction. I'd say.
I agree on that, but on the first two maps, they were definitely looking like almost the same team, playing just toe-to-toe with each other.
And you love to see that. You really do, because it's just, it's all about who makes the first wrong move, Everyone's playing perfectly. The circle of chaos, as I call it, is just happening. There's explosions everywhere, and all you need, that one rocket, that one off movement that just ruins it for the team. Bam, that's just a rough one to deal with.
And as much as you want to be the team, that can just completely steamroll over people, that's not fun to watch. Like it's funny to watch, but it's not fun to watch. I would rather watch good game. I would rather watch a fun game that's like toe-to-toe that goes 4-0 than just a completely washout.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And there it goes. That's going to be Kagura trying to bring up the DPS chops. Who Kagura is also from Game of Thrones. Ooh, but they got to be careful. Pachu did manage to get a cheeky one there. Managed to get one on Kagura, but it looks like nobody's really paying attention to Kagura. Helix the Cat does get taken out. And now Tribalize on that Torbjorn. Looking to try to do, I'm not necessarily sure what they're trying to do with Torbjorn.
I'm not even sure where Pachu is at right now, but he is just raining down rockets. There he is. I finally found him. Raining down rockets and just, oh, there goes Tribal.
Oh, you hate to see it. It happens. It really does.
Yeah, it happened.
But all right, we are going to be paused, and I just feel bad for the audience at home because right now what's cycling through my headphones is the sound of the bar going up. But the bar isn't going up. So let me see if I can...
that's not the worst sound.
You know what? You're right. What is the worst sound? I'm not necessarily sure.
Between rounds.
Really?
I can't remember what it is. I had it paused one time where, the sound that, like when it ticks up points.
Yeah.
I had that just looping and looping for like 5 or 6 minutes straight.
Yikes! That doesn't sound like fun.
No, this isn't a bad sound.
No, you're right.
It's rather relaxing, actually.
I think, damn it, there was one that I had heard the other day, and I was like, this is absolutely frustrating. And it was during a scrim. It was during one of these official scrims. It'd come up, and so I just wanted to throw my headphones out a window or something. I was like, this is a very frustrating sound. It really, I don't know. I think it was a coalescence. Because it's not the healing one, you know what I mean? Like that upward tint of a sound. I relatively enjoy it. I mean, that's what you're listening for as a Mercy. But yeah, I think it was the coalescence with just the coalescence sound. It's a very awkward sounding sound, and I guess most people don't hear it because usually the Kamehameha comes out like in the middle of the fight. So you're just thinking about like, where do I shoot Big Beam? Not is Big Beam annoying? So that's where I get that. So it looks like we did lose Tribalize, but we are going to be giving him a few seconds to go ahead and reconnect to try to finish this one out. And it's different. It's different seeing Void without their original lineup as they had it the previous season.
I definitely agree with that. I used to be on Titans, which is this them? This isn't them, is it?
No, Queensguard is.
Queensguard used to be Titans, and that's the team I actually started on originally. So I remember playing against Void, and those are fun games. But I mean, most of those players have moved up now, so a lot of that roster isn't even in the Golden part.
Hey, and you love to see it. I'm particularly a fan of seeing people move and play at higher ranks because I feel like as tough and frustrating as it can be, learning and being able to push up, I think is just fantastic. So here we go. Tribalize still giving that turret just a little bit of ability, but Pachu just looking to try to take it down. And with that turret down, that's going to be relatively rough. Kagura is going to try to do everything possible to put pressure here on Pachu, but Pachu does have that ultimate available, and that could be absolutely deadly.
As soon as that turret falls, that's Pachu's opportunity to really get in there and do something. Have to be careful with that Ashe still. That's really your biggest threat at that point. That turret can't auto-lock onto you, and Tribalize actually lives off that hook.
Oh, but Helix the Cat, I did not mean to watch that, but you kind of stepped in the wrong direction. You hate to see it. Oh, and there it is. Kagra's got to be careful. Pachu does manage to land the one, but Bob sitting in there dishing a little bit of damage. Dire Raven out to get DMAC if they just continue in there, and they're just unable to just hold on for much of anything. Kagra, though, is seriously popping off.
Not your average dad, landing a huge shatter, but not able to get the follow-up. I think everybody else was just kind of worried about Helix the Cat, you know, jumping off that map.
It happened, man. It happens. Sometimes you're just not paying attention. Wrong move, boom, dead.
Yeah, ask McBean Bean.
Bean! I love you, Bean.
Don't give him crap for that. That's so fun.
Hey, man, if you can't give your friends crap, then were you friends to begin with? So, here it goes. And now Not Your Average Dad is feeling the dadness, but gets hooked off into oblivion. Oh, and it looks like...
got nanoed as well.
Oh, that you just hate to see that. And that's going to be Wolfenberg, though, with an SD. That's just going to be rough. So Pachu managing to take out the turret, but still just causing hell, knowing that Kagra is going to be the bane of his existence. Helix the Cat gets taken out by Tribalize. Kagra does manage to get the pick, and surprisingly, Void is starting to find their feet, and I'm loving their movement. They're starting to get in there, trying to get some solid work, and there comes a Street Pig with that ultimate. But can they finish it off? And that's going to be a hard yes.
Everybody falling off of this bridge right now. And, you know, this is the most environmentals that I've seen on this map in a really long time, honestly.
You know, and Tani, really, I don't think it's I don't think it's that particular concept. I think it's like I think the message is watch where you're stepping. You know what I mean? Like, if you go off to travel the mountains, make sure there's mountains by your feet. I think that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, 100%. Watch your step.
Alrighty, so here we go. Pachu looking to try to get a big one there, and the Molten Core comes on out. Noah Vixen does get taken out, and that's going to be Kagra. Gonna be in some, you know, managing to take out, or gets taken out, I'm sorry. And now Pachu gets taken out by Helix the Cat. Hammer down does come in. That's gonna be a big one. Oh no, it's gonna be unfortunate for Not Your Average Dad. Oh, unlucky and unable to hold it. There it goes. An angry Street Pig is just working his way through the crowd. That's gonna be a big one there. Now that we've got Wolfenberg, they're on to the point, but now Bob doing some solid work, being the good guy that he is, does manage to take out Kagra. But now Tribalize looking for a pick. Pachu, though. Oh, that's just terrible. Mono Yuki does manage to get the pick here on Bad Rep 361. So that might be what saves it, but Amano, I think, overstayed his welcome just a little too long.
And again, more environmentals coming out. I thought that Not Your Average Dad was going to fall off there, as well as Pachu got a hold of him. And that Bob is in a really good position, but it's focusing the Rhine shield down, and that is a little bit of a problem, but he breaks line of sight.
Ooh, you hate to see it. But there it goes. Not Your Average Dad looking to hop in there to hold on for just a wee bit longer. Not going to be so, though. Even with Tribalize's turret, there's just not much you can do against that.
The Bob that came out from the side of Void, was Kagero playing Ash a minute ago?
I believe so.
I believe so. Yeah, that Bob was placed so well behind the Orisa shield, able to pick off, you know, get a lot of damage onto the team of Earth, Wind, and PHARAH. Placed really well, but unfortunately wasn't able to get enough done. You know, Void's ultimates are looking pretty solid. Now they're away from the bridge, so the environmentals won't play in as much, which, you know, is really good for both of these teams. They lost a lot of members to that pit.
Oh, and there it comes, that ultimate coming out. Here comes Diva Bomb. Is that going to land? And that lands it on the poor Elfie. That's going to be a rough one there. And now it's going to be Void, able to hold on for just a little bit longer. Pachu does get taken out. And was that a team kill? No, it wasn't a team kill, but it was a good good hold there.
Not quite, but using a lot of ultimates there, pulling out the Beat, the Molten Core, and the Diva Bomb, where EWP only using 2 there, using the Valkyrie and the Rocket Barrage. So now they have Whole Hog and Bongo, and they're pretty close to another Bob. So it could spell problems here for Void, but they will have the ultimates coming back for the request.
Alrighty, so here they go, and it's all silent, really quiet. Just a little bit of poke damage, not a lot. Does it sound like I'm whispering? Because I am. So there we go. Initial shots are fired, as it looks like it's going to be Void trying to have a far more forward position and trying to use that turret to their best possible advantage. Bad Rep looking for a pick as Wolfenberg finishes off Helix the Cat, and they just, you got to be careful behind him as Wolfenberg looking to pick up some free damage there. There it comes as Dire Raven just managing to help take out Wolfenberg, but will that be enough? That's just going to get absolutely dangerous there. Tribalize with no real backup. Does get absolutely not destroyed, still alive. High Noon comes on out, but great hook there from Bad Rep, able to stop that, and now it's just two teams throwing bodies at each other, trying to hold on. The Molten Core does come out here from Tribalize, but to no avail, no real luck with any picks here. And Pachu just being an extreme nuisance. They do have a good safe zone that they can hold on through. There it goes. Amano Yuki does pop that ult, and they're trying to go for a full stop here. But Pachu drops that ultimate. Will that be the end? Here it comes. That ultimate lands. Doesn't seem to hit just about anybody, and not your average dad has got to get frustrated. Freezes, stuns, everything but the kitchen sink. However, MLP Trio does get taken out, and Tribalize looking to do some solid work. Here comes a Bob from Wolfenberg. Looking to try to do anything to try to contest as Bad Rep gets into that back line, and Bad Rep just has a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. There it comes. Nano Boost does come on in as Wolfenberg does. Oh! That's just going to be a rough one there. Wolfenberg unable to do it. Void managing to stop the advance. Wow. What was happening there?
Oh, honestly, what I saw is Elfie built beat in one fight, which I was pretty impressed about. And then every single ultimate that was available came out, and they were all impactful. Every single one of them. All of those ults hit something, and it was kind of crazy to watch.
It was just chaos. At a certain point, I can't put the camera to follow anyone. I'm like, what is to me, that I call that like a battle dance. You know what I mean? That I feel like is the heart of an actual Overwatch team fight. You know, if it doesn't feel that way, it might be because you're throwing, or maybe just, you know, somebody might have had someone that trickled in. Now you're a 5v6. But if you can force it to get into that battle dance, I feel like that's where Overwatch just completely shines. Everything is about split-second decisions, you know, cooldown management, and hoping to God you kill your target.
And I completely agree with that. Like, there was one point where I was trying to like swap cameras between people, and I'm like, oh, this person's doing this. Oh, this person just got nanoed. Let's switch to them. This person just landed a huge ult. Let's switch to them. This person did this. Let's switch to them. And it's just, there's so much going on that it's so hard to do that. I just took it off and started sitting above.
It's like, let's see it from the top there, Chuck. So here we go. Void has to make something happen. They do need, you know, you gotta put yourself on the scoreboard, man. You can't just go ahead and lose with a 4-0. You gotta get in there, and it looks like Void might be en route to do that. But they are running a 3-2-1 composition. Not really sure how I feel about it though.
The 3-2-1 is something that, you know, can work really well, or it can just be awful. I'm hoping it works out for them.
Oh, but Wolfenberg managing to pick up the one. Amano Yuki brings back Helix the Cat, but Tribalize just dealing with way too much damage all at once. I see what they were going for a little bit of a cheekiness, but I don't think it's going to be in their favor. There's just that the 2-2-2 spread they have with Wolfenberg at the helm in terms of damage. I mean, you really got to get in there and take that Junkrat out. You cannot give him the leeway to just shoot.
I agree with that, but, you know, honestly, I think I like this 3-2-1. With Helix the Cat on that Baptiste, Bap can do a decent amount of damage, and I think that's what's going to really be key for this comp, is he can heal, and he has a good amount of damage, where having Kagura on the main DPS is, I think, going to carry them pretty far, but the Junkrat's iron out.
Ooh, Wolfenberg. That was mean, managing to stop that, and I'm telling you, the DPS combo, Pachu, Wolfenberg, If they can master this against the other gold teams, you know, they've got quite a good season to look forward to.
And I 100% agree. They're just playing so well together. And Elfie on that Baptiste, you know, making sure that they don't die, being able to give them the amplification matrix when they need it. It's just, it's crazy. Honestly, it's working so well for them.
Yeah, and I think Void is having a bit issues because they can't really seem to figure out how to get in here. There it comes, the Bob from Kagura, but there it comes, the Immortality Field looking to try to hold on. And now it's just an absolute mess here on the point. As the ultimate does get dropped from MLP Trio. There it goes. Elfie looking to try to dish in some damage, but Tribalize in that backline looking to hold on. And Wolfenberg, though, managing to secure a clutch pick. That's going to be it for the offense there for the side of Void. They are going to have to back off with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining.
Honestly, I think the problem here is Tribal's kind of running in all alone on that brig. And I think that's the biggest problem is, you know, he run around that left side trying to pressure out the back line. But his brig, you don't have that. You have pressure, but it's not able to kill 3 people kind of damage.
Right. Oh, that's a big one. Not your average dad, just getting completely Shrek. Now Pichu has that ultimate, but not necessarily picking up any kills. It's going to be Wolfenberg just doing a brunt of the work right now.
Kind of wasted there, but I mean, with how Pichu is playing, I think he's going to build it up quick enough that he can get it on the last recontest, or like the last fight, which should be fine, but you definitely wanted it for this fight, right?
Ooh, and here it goes as they do pop 2 support ults to hop in there, and they know this is their last chance. They've got to make something happen. Pichu does get taken out. Oh, they dropped everything but the kitchen sink. Athena calls the team kill, and Void, I mean, they had a lot of resource. Why not use it?
And you take, if you keep that soldier out, if you have that soldier out and sit on that high ground, that PHARAH doesn't get that barrage off. And I think that was really a big impact on that fight. Drawing a lot of attention and then dishing out a lot of damage with barrage. So it's unfortunate that the tactical visor was popped. May have been a fat finger, may have been intentional, but either way, that's definitely something for this team to look at.
All right, Kagra just getting absolutely melted. Pichu is just feeling it, man. Oh my god. Pichu might have eaten their Wheaties first thing this morning because, Jesus, they are just wrecking shop today.
See, and the team that we just saw win this fight looks so much different than the team that we just saw lose the last fight. They played so much better on that fight specifically. And, I mean, granted, they didn't get rolled over by ultimates, so that helps. But they now have 3, almost 4 ultimates on the board, and Wolfenberg's about halfway to his Bob.
Oh, good old Burb. Now here we go, and the next battle is going to be underway. They're going to try to get some sort of angle, but here it comes. Pichu looking for a yummy pick. Can't seem to get much of anything, really, with that immortality field. Kagra's Bob is going to get taken out here by Bad Rep, as now they're starting to push their way forward. They do have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining, and that might be to their advantage if they can make it work, but they cannot give Pichu the ability to just do whatever it is that they want. So, there it is, as Pichu goes ahead and gets set up, tries to figure themselves out again, and here we go. The battle's still just raining in. As Pichu looking to try to take on Tribalize, but great job there by Amano Yuki trying to hold him off. And there it comes, Bad Rep. Just fantastic work. Dude, Bad Rep has been killing it as a Street Pig.
Bad Rep's been on it all night, and I know we haven't really said their name much, but the hooks, the whole hogs, the survivability on point, pretty sure I know who my player of the match is.
Ooh, snap. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, remember the hashtag. Do that thing. Do the thing if you watch the show. So Tribalize trying to get into that front line and see what they can get started. There it comes. Fire is going to be working pretty well. Ooh, and that amplification matrix, come on in. There comes a diva. Not managing to do anything, but not your average dad, though. That zoning all worked exactly as intended. Now Felix the Cat is doing some solid work. They might still find their way into a victory just yet. 24 seconds are remaining as Wolfenberg is still alive and does have that Bob, probably communicating it frantically to the entirety of the team. And they've got to get in there. They're only 1 team fight away if they can go ahead and muster this down. There goes the Bob. The Bob is in there, and there goes Pichu managing to take out the 1. Is there going to be the 2? Not necessarily. Nope, there it comes. A revive comes in from Nova Vixen and Tribalize, managing to take out Wolfenberg. Now they just rush on in, trying to hold on, but the whole hog manages to do more work than that, and Bad Rep just doing fantastical work. That's going to be what ends it there. And Tribalize just unable to do it, man. That's just not going to work. That's going to be it. EWP takes home the bacon.
so well played by both teams tonight. You know, Void started looking pretty strong again there. They looked strong in map 1 and 2, kind of not as strong in map 3. You know, I think we can all agree with that, but they still played extremely well. But there in map 4, they started to really come alive again. And tell you what, this was a really good game tonight. This is one of the better gold games I've seen in a while.
Oh, dang. And Amano Yuki getting 16k healing. All right.
All right.
Hanging with the team. You just love to see that. You really do. Alrighty, folks. So we have come to the end of the show. Thank you for joining us. If you've never been here before, we are the O.C.C. Scrims. Please make sure to give us a follow on Twitter, Facebook. I think we have an Instagram, too. Sips, we have an Instagram?
I think we do.
I think we do.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Oh, yeah, we do. That is Sniffs.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry, Sniff. Don't hurt me or kill me. I'd prefer that. Alrighty, so here we go. We are at the final, or at the very end of this. As you can see, Void has not made it to get this W, which, hey, in the game of Overwatch, if you're expecting to win all the time, then you might want to reevaluate how you're playing the game. So, Dank Monkey, player of the match. Who you got?
I gotta give it to Bad Rep.
Oh.
I know I just said it, but I've got to. The hooks, the whole hogs, the survivability on point. There's quite a few fights tonight that Bad Rep won 1 or 2v like 3 or 4, and you know that's something that you don't see a lot. You know, you see it a little bit more often from a Roadhog, but you still got to be able to play that character. You can't just kind of run around on point and do your heal, do your heal, do your heal. You know, that's got a decent amount of cooldown, so being able to put out that damage, Bad Rep definitely takes my player of the match.
Sips, you wanna give us a take on who you got for player of the match?
I guess I'll go with the kind of the underdogs this time. I would say I thought the DPS play from Void got a lot better when Kagura came in on that second map. I think Kagura made a big impact trying to do a little bit to deal with that PHARAH. So I'll give it to Kagura for tonight.
Yeah, very true, very true. But you know what? I'm going to have to give it to the number 1 contender for the night, and it's going to be Chu from me. Good God! The amount of ability. Now, granted, you're right, Dank. There was a lot of ability coming out, especially from Bad Rep. But it's just being able to force the enemy team into uncomfortable positions. You know, you got to think, tanks are going to be the ones that clear the way. Yes, of course, they do have more health. But when you have a DPS that is an issue, that manages to get into that back line and force the team to look your way, giving the rest of the team the ability to just hop in there, that's just fantastic play. So I was relatively impressed with EWP. They did get their first win of the season based on the stats that I did just see. So congratulations. That was very, very, very well done. Not really seeing a lot in terms of the chat. But honestly, though, Void just has a little bit of work on. You know, get a few things tweaked here or there, maybe figure out how to get a few picks, how to force the enemy into an uncomfortable position, and I think you guys will be good. Golden, honestly, boom, slap, seal that slap of approval, that seal of approval, there we go, that whole thing, words. So, folks, we've hit the end of the night's show. Please tell your mom, dad, sister, grandma, tell that lady down at the drive, honestly, consider this kind of like a YMCA of sorts. You know what I mean? These aren't necessarily big professional games. I don't know if you've realized in the way that we've been talking, but we're not necessarily professional either. So, you know, we are a little bit more lax in terms of that environment. But hey, honestly, 6v6 competition feels really good. And I do hope those of you who do play Overwatch, as salty as the community can be sometimes, please just enjoy the game. Do the best you can to try to enjoy it. It's 5 other people. They can't all think like you. I have been the Loud T-Rex.
I've been Dank Monkey.
Alrighty, we will see you guys next time.